Hi. Today I am going to explain a year 2000 horror and thriller film called Shutter. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. Film opens, and we sees Tun, who was partying with his girlfriend, Jane, and with his friends. Tun is a photographer, and Jane also a student of photography. After party, when both were going home, Jane accidentally hits a girl with her car. Then they stops the car, and sees in rear mirror, that girl was lying on road. Although, Jane was going to help her, but Tun refuses. He says, "We should get out of here, because there is danger here, we can get into big trouble." Jane wanted to help her, but after listening to Tun, they leaves from there. But even after a few days of this incident, both of them remain upset. Because both of them had hit a girl by their car, and left her to die on road. Now, Tun goes to a function to take photos. But, when he develops them, he finds there's a strange light in every photo. Also, it has a face. At first, he thinks it is due to a printing mistake. But when he shows both the negatives and the photo to his senior photographer, he sees that light, and that face is also in the negatives. At home, we sees his girlfriend, Jane. She goes to the wash basin. She realizes that there is someone is around her. And someone was trying to open the door. And someone was trying to coming out of the basin. Seeing this, she gets very scared. And faints over there. In a meanwhile, she wakes up, and comes out of that room. After that incident, very strange things started happening in their life. Which, they don't understand. Suddenly, Tun's shoulders starts paining too. Because of that pain, he goes to the doctor. Doctor examines him, but all the test results were coming normal. And the most surprising thing is that his weight had doubled from his normal weight. Neither the doctor, nor he, understands this. Later, we sees Tun's girlfriend Jane, who goes to a magazine shop. There, her eyes goes on a magazine. It was written on ghosts, in which photos of ghosts were printed. When they go to meet the owner of those magazines, he tells them that all the photos printed in the magazines are fake. Because the readers like such photos and such stories. Then he shows them another album. There are many photos in it. He says, all these photos are real. These photos have been taken with Polaroid camera. In which, as soon as the photo is taken, it comes out of print. And cannot be edited. When both look at those photos, they sees, behind those photos, they discovers mysterious white shadows and faces. Like Tun's taken photographs. After that, they both come to home. Later, an old friend of his comes to meet him. He was talking to him about a girl, and also about some photographs. Tun gets upset, hearing this. And says, he doesn't know where they are now. Then his friend leaves. Now Jane starts looking at Tun's photos, and finds Tun's college photos, and sees mysterious white shadows in them. Then, she goes to his college, where she finds a Polaroid camera. And takes that camera and starts taking photographs. After that, she realizes that someone, or something is around her. She looks around, but finds there is no one there. Now, she takes a photo with that Polaroid camera that she has. When print comes out, she sees that there was a girl in it. And now, here the bustle begins. Strong wind starts blowing. Seeing this, she gets scared, and she tries to run away. And then a photo frame falls down. And when she sees it, she realizes that this photo is of the same girl whom she had just photographed. Now, she sees college albums, which have everyone's group photos. And in those photos, she finds a photo, in which, that girl's photo is with Tun. She gets shocked seeing this photo, and she learns that Tun is hiding something from her. Later, she goes to Tun, and shows him this photo. Then she asks him, "I want to know about her, who is she?" Then Tun tells her name is Natra. And she studied with him in same college. And they were in a relationship, which Tun had kept secret from his friends. And soon, he was going to break up with her. Natra loved Tun, and threatened to commit suicide, when he broke off the relationship. And he was upset by her threats. That's why, he told this to his friends. His friends said, "Don't worry, we will handle her, and from today onwards, she will never bother you," and after that, he never saw her. Later, Tun goes to meet his college friend. When he arrives in his home, he finds his house was defused. And then his friend jumps off the building and dies. Tun was surprised by seeing that. Then Jane also arrives, and she asks him, "What has happened to your friends, that all are committing suicide, one by one?" Then Tun finds that his two other close friends had committed suicide. And these were the same college friends that Tun told about Natra, who were threatening to commit suicide. And he realizes that all his friends are dead, believing that they have been coerced into doing so by Natri's ghost. Now, Tun becomes convinced he will be next. Later, Tun and Jane visit Natri's house, where they seize her mother. Natri's mother tells that she committed suicide by jumping off the building. After this, they go to Natri's room, and discovers Natri's decaying body in the bedroom. His mother would not have done her funeral. They both asks her about this. Natri's mom tells them she could never come out of the shock of her daughter's loss. And she doesn't want Natra to go away from her. That's why she never did it. They convince her mother to have a proper funeral for her, after which, Jane hopes that everything will return to normal. They spend the night at a hotel. While sleeping, somebody pulls down Tun's blanket. And Tun's eyes opens. And he sees the ghost of Natra near his feet. He runs out of the fire exit to save himself. But while going down, he continuously reaches floor number 4 again and again. Later, Jane comes in front of him. She was looking at him angrily. And tells him, "I loved you so much. But still, you left me." In a moment she turns in Natra, and catches him. And seeing her, he was frightened. And walks out the window. And starts walking down the stairs. But the Natri's ghost tries to catch him. Seeing her, he loses his hand, and he falls down. But he was lucky, we sees him in a hospital, and he was alive. Later, we see him, and Jane, in Natri's funeral. After attending her funeral, both of them leave for their house. After coming home, she starts investigating. And she develops the photos that Tun took. And when she looks at those photos carefully, the light, which is Natra's ghost, in those photos, was going near the shelf of the books. Jane is now looking at the bookshelf, where she gets the negatives on the back of the shelf. Those were hidden. Now, she develops those negatives. When she sees those photographs, she was very surprised. Actually, these were Natra's photos, in which Tun's friends, the ones who committed suicide, were sexually assaulting Natra. When they were sexually assaulting her, Tun arrives in lab. Natra was asking him for help, but instead of helping her, the camera he had, he started taking her pictures. And now Jane has come to know the whole truth. That why Natra had committed suicide, and why did she kill all of Tun's friends? And why, now she wanted to kill Tun. After this, she goes to Tun, and tells him, that I have come to know the whole truth. And Tun admits his mistake. He says that I had made a big mistake, which he still regrets. And he still can't forgive himself. But Jane does not listen to him, because he has done a big mistake, that cannot be forgiven. And Jane left him alone there. After her leaving, Tun thinks that Natra will kill him. And he feels that she is around him. And he starts to take photos, with his Polaroid camera. And takes photos of all the rooms in the house. But finds nothing. He was angry, and throws that camera. Then accidentally one of his photos gets clicked. When that photo comes out of the print, then he sees that the ghost of Natra is sitting on his shoulders. And that's why his shoulders were hurting, and when he went to the doctor, his weight had doubled because the ghost of Natra was sitting on his shoulders. After which, Natra covers his eyes, making him lose balance. And fall out of the window. The way all his friends fell, and died. But this time, also his life is saved. And now, we see Ben in the hospital, where Jane came to visit him. Tun's shoulders were completely bowed. As the door swings closed, the glass reflection shows Natra still sitting on his shoulders. And the movie ends here. To watch more videos like this, subscribe, turn on notification, and leave a like. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.